Okay, as I felt I would, I returned to this to see if I could come up with something perhaps simpler, perhaps a little more effective, and mostly with keeping this profile lower than what it's shown in this solution. And so we go from that to this, and you can look at this and see what is happening, but it's probably easiest to look at it from here. It's still the same stuff happens down at, we still get the access opening in there and the new drywall down below, and we still remove the roof to the raw roof decking, this flooring, whatever exists under here. And then we build these walls. These ones really don't need to be angled like that. This one and this one are the important ones. Build those, and I have us applying treated lumber caps to the top of these walls. And I don't know how straight these walls are. I'm assuming I showed 2x6s, figuring that that'll be enough. I'm showing them aligned with the outside. That's probably not going to be possible, so there will be some, those will be shifted out some. In any event, cap those walls with the 2x6, and I would set those in mortar and let them dry overnight, and then come back and fasten them through with Tapcons. And then build the roof. That's 2x6s. It can be 24s, but these walls, I've changed these to 2x4s at 24s. They don't need to be any more than that. And the roof can be 24s or 16s on center, 2x6s. And this solid over frame out here is a 2x8, and that would presumably eventually get covered with aluminum. I mean, it could be just made of treated lumber and left alone for that matter, because it's not going to be seeable to any appreciable extent from the ground. When the EDPM roof is installed, because of the condition of these walls going around here though, and there you see that curve at the top, and so if the 2x6 is aligned up here, out here, hopefully it gets us our overlap inside. Otherwise it's just going to have to be wider. There's no way around that. But because of the interior condition of those walls, I think we have to bring that membrane, that new rubber membrane, up those walls to the underside of our 2x6 wall caps. And in this, by the way, we cut this back wall down about 1'8". We extend that membrane up to the underside of that 2x6, and then get the flashing and the cricket in down here. Those are existing and can be left alone, presumably. Clad this if you would like, and then it's going to take somebody who knows what they're doing with metal to do this wall coping. But that is the idea. That is all put together like that. And if you want a gutter and downspout at this end, I would say at this end there's no gutter here, so that water is not, half this roof would be coming down on this side of that cricket and coming down this one with no gutter. So if you wanted to put a gutter, at least to spill it to this end, you could. I stopped back here to say a few things before this film is completed. Obviously, with the condition of those walls, this isn't going to be as neat and clean as this. It's going to be a little more wrinkly and so forth, I would think, going up across here and on this side too. And I suppose that the right roofing person, you could probably omit this inside coping and just have this rubber come all the way up over on top of that 2x6, and then the outside coping is stripped in. But this coping was envisioned as the type you buy and has clips and so forth, and then you just push it down over and it clips on that way. So I just wanted to stop back and say those two things. I think this whole thing here, if a person wanted to, they could put a piece of rubber on this and just strip it in to the coping on either side, and that would be adequate for that as well. So just a few other little considerations I wanted to add in before it was over. And so outside then we go from this to this, which is more, I think, in keeping with what is happening with this existing architecture. So that is a quick look at an alternative to that. We use a little less material, maybe. Maybe it's a little simpler to do. Maybe it's a little more fail-safe. It's going to come down to the person who runs this rubber how they fasten it here. I have it wrapped around this end and then with termination strip here and here where no one can see it, and however they do it at the top, I'm assuming some sort of termination strip up here to the side of the wall, and then that. But I'm much more pleased with this solution really than I am with the first. So whatever you think. I have made update because it was easy. I updated the construction drawings to reflect this solution, and we'll be sending those over with this film link. So let me know where to go from here, and thanks.